Hi, this is Jesseline, and this is a video over um, operations with whole numbers. So we are going to discuss a few and kind of a little reminder of how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide whole numbers. So it's not going to be a full lesson on that, but we want to know the difference. Difference means subtraction. You have to remember that of 10,000 minus 399. I'm going to show you two different ways to do it. So strategy of subtracting whole numbers, traditional way. Traditional way means that we learn to borrow. If you learned that, so we're going to borrow because we can't do 0 minus 9. So we're going to borrow from our neighbor, but the neighbor has 0. This neighbor has 0. This neighbor has 0. So we have to borrow from this one. This one becomes a 0 and its neighbor becomes a 10. We got to continue to borrow. Now we're going to borrow from the 10, becoming a 9. This becomes a 10. Now we're going to borrow from this 10. It becomes a 9 and its neighbor becomes a 10. We have to borrow one more time. Borrow from this one. It becomes a 9 and this one becomes a 10. Now we can subtract. 10 minus 9 is 1. 9 minus 9 is 0. 9 minus 3 is 6. 9 minus, there's nothing here, so you can put a 0. 9 minus, if you want to hold the place value there, 9 minus 0 is 9. And then we have 0 minus 0, which is just 0. And so our answer is 9,601. Okay, that is the traditional way to do it. Non-traditional way, a non-traditional way to do it is if we have 10,000 minus 399, okay, and we can do this by 399. I'm going to subtract 10,000. I'm going to subtract 100, okay? So if I subtract 100, 10,000 minus 100 is 9,900. I'm just doing this kind of in my head until I subtract 399. So then I'm going to subtract another 100 because that'd be 200 and that'd be 9,800. Subtract another 100, 9,700. Going to work over here, 9,700. So I've already subtracted 100, 200, 300, and I need to subtract 399. So I just need to subtract 99. But if it's too hard for you, you can subtract by 10 until you get 90 or something like that. But I'm going to subtract 90 because that's an easy number for me as well. 9,700. If you just take 700 minus 90, you know that's 9,610. Okay, now I've done 390, so now I just need to do 9 left. So I'm going to subtract 9. If I subtract 10, that's 9,610. So one more is 9,601. So you can do both of those if you want to, but you don't have to. Let me see if I can do that and exit out of this. I don't want to stop it. There we go. I think we're good now. Let me do that. I don't think I stopped it. I think we're still going. Good. Oop, not escape. Sorry, I'm figuring out how to do videos with this. Okay, there we go. So now let's do this next one. It says a zoo has a big cat exhibit that contains lions, tigers, snow leopards, and jaguars. Each week, the lions eat 55 pounds of meat. So when we're doing word problems, we want to circle and write down. I'm going to write L for lions. They eat 55 pounds of meat. The tigers eat 264 pounds of meat. We can underline it. And the show leopards eat 20. So leopards, I'm going to write EL for leopards. And they do 20 pounds of meat. And the jaguars, J, eat 110 pounds of meat. We want to know how much meat is needed for the big cats each week. So we're wanting to know the total. Anytime we're wanting to know the total of something, we're going to be adding, okay? So we're going to be adding. We want to know the total. We can traditionally add by lining up place value, 55, 264, 20, 110. We're going to do place value here. 5 plus 4 is 9. 5 plus 6 is 11. Plus 2 is 13. Plus 1 is 14. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. So remember, we have to carry when we have 14, and we put down the 4 and carry this 1 right here. And then we're going to get 449. Okay, so there's several ways that you can add. If you want to, you can do it by place values and things like that, or you can just simply traditionally add. But the thing is this video, you need to know if you're adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. That's really what we want to do here. And so when we're looking for the total, we'll be adding. And then this one, how much meat is needed for the big, oh, not that one. We already just did that one. So this next one, the zoo charges $12 per person for a single day. So $12 per person for a single day. Again, we were going to underline and we're going to write down. So $12 per day for a single day ticket on a normal weekday. This many people buy a single day ticket. So 525 people buy that. So again, I'm writing down what I have in a word problem. It's good. So, and it says, how much money does the zoo earn from a ticket sales on a normal weekday? Well, we know they get $12 a day for each person. So it's $12 for each person, and we know there's 1,525 people. So if you don't know what to do, you can kind of make a simpler problem. If it's $12 a day and we have 3 people, you'd be like, oh, that's 36. What did I do with 12 and 3? Well, I multiplied them. So we're going to do the same thing here. 1,525 times 12. Again, I'm not showing you multiplication strategies. This is just simply knowing how to determine if we're multiplying, adding, subtracting, or dividing. So you should already know multiplication strategies, traditional way. If we're going to do the traditional way, 5 times 2 is 10, carry it. Hold on, guys. Gotta get rid of this. There, sorry about that popped up. Okay, 5 times 2 is 10. Write down the 0, carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus the 1 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Write down the 0, carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Got to mark those all out. And then we're going to multiply through by the 1, the 0. 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 1 is 1. And then we're going to add these. This is the traditional way to multiply. If you need to learn any other way, you can watch videos on how to multiply and it will tell you. But again, this lesson is basically knowing how to determine if we're multiplying, dividing, subtracting, or adding. Okay, next, we'll go down to this one. And this one says the zoo offers a Feed the Giraffe experience where visitors can feed a special treat to a giraffe with the help of a staff member. The zoo nutritionist is concerned that the number of calories the giraffe is consuming during these experiences is too high. So if the giraffe is consuming, so again, making sure we know what is in the problem. So the giraffe is consuming 2,500 calories per day, it looks like, from the feeding experience and 20 feeding experience sessions. So in 20 sessions. So each day they're consuming 2,500 calories, and that's within all 20 sessions, right? We want to know grams consuming during each expression. This word right here, each expression, gives you that we're going to be dividing. Okay, that's a good word. Plus, we are given the total each day. So we know we're given the total. We know we're not going to add because we're given the total. And then we're given the number of sessions, and we're saying each session. So we know that we're going to divide. Okay. Again, you can make a simpler problem if the giraffe eats 100 calories per day and we have 5 sessions. 100 divided by 5 is 20. You can make a simpler problem, or you can even say 10 calories in 2 days. How many calories does he eat a day? 2 divided by 2, 10 divided by 2 is 5. Make simpler if you can't really determine what it is. So, again, sorry, I keep pushing this by accident. And I got it. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so dividing, again, strategies for dividing, watch those videos if you need to. 2,500 divided by 20. I am going to do the traditional method. Since I have a 0 in the 20, and since I have a 0 here, I can mark them out. And so it's really just like dividing 250 divided by 2. I'm doing traditional way. 2 goes into 2 one time. 1 times 2 is 2, so I subtract that. 2 minus 2 is 0, bringing down my 5. 2 goes into 5 twice. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1, bringing down my 0. Now I have 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 minus 2 is 0. I have no numbers to bring down because remember I marked that one out to cancel without that one. And so my answer is 125. Okay, so make sure you know exactly what to do when add, subtract, multiply, and dividing.